everybody, my name is Angela and we're here at the Huron Public Library and we're doing our December craft. We're going to be quilling paper to make paper snowflakes for ornaments. So to get started, if you had signed up, you would have gotten a kit, and in that kit we're going to have our instructions. And we're going to get a variety of paper, and the paper you're going to have 14 strips of white, 3 strips of blue, 6 strips of the light blue, and then you would have also got a string. It's 12 inches in length, that way. And then a quilling tool. And then at the very bottom there'll be 2 little gems or rhinestones that we'll use at the end. There's one blue one, and then there's one that's the color of a diamond. Alright, you're also going to need, from home, just some Elmer's glue or school glue, a toothpick, which is optional to spread the glue on, and a scissors. Alright, let's get started. Alright, so to start, you're going to take 12 of your white strips, and you're just going to leave 2 off to the side for later, because there's 14 of those, and we won't need any of this yet either. Move that all off to the side. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take 2 pieces of white paper, okay, and we're going to glue the ends together like this, about a half inch overlay, because we need a longer piece of paper to quill. So I just put my glue in a little cup. You're not going to need a whole lot of glue, just a teeny tiny little bit. Spread it on the end of your paper very lightly, and then just overlap them. And then we're going to set them off to the side to dry, because you don't want to quill them until they're dry. So we're going to do this 6 times. So we'll do one more so you can see, and then we'll let you do yours and we'll move on. Just put a little glue on there, not a lot, and then just overlap it like that. There we go. So let them dry. Okay, so after they've had a little time to dry, they're good and tight, you're going to take one at a time, take your quilling tool. In this tool there's a notch. You want to put your paper right at the end of that notch. And get it in there. Okay, just like that. And then you're going to just start curling it away from you into a nice tight curl. Okay, and just keep going until you hit the end of your paper. If it's not quite straight, when we take it off, we'll fix that. Okay, we're just hitting my center point where I glued it together. Just keep going right over top of that. Okay, we're at our end, so you can just slip it off, and then use your finger to make it tight. And now we've got a nice tight curl. We want to give it a little bit of give so that we can move it a little bit. Let it go a little bit. Okay? Then you're going to pinch the one end to make a teardrop shape. Okay? Then we'll put a little bit of glue on this side so it stays tight. Okay? And a very little bit of glue. You don't need a lot. Hold it down and just let it dry for a little bit. Okay? You'll do that 6 times with the pieces of paper that we glued together. You're going to take your dark blue paper and just cut it in half so we have a half of a strip for each teardrop. Okay, there we go. And what we're going to do is we're going to glue this on the outside of your teardrop, and we're going to leave a little bit of a tail. But you want the tail to end up on the opposite end of the point. Okay, because otherwise it won't glue together well at the end. So just take your glue and just cover it on both sides. You don't need a whole lot for it to stay. And make sure there's enough on the end for where the glue's going to come together. Okay? So you want we're going to leave some tails on here. You want your tails to end up opposite of the point. So I'm going to put the blue through. Let it dry for a little bit. Okay? And then we'll here, hold it over. We're going to cut it off about 1/4 of an inch from the end. Okay? And then once it's dry, you can spread the end apart. Okay? There we go, just like that. Okay, so you should have 6 teardrops when you're done. We're going to just let them dry. We're going to set them off to the side. Okay, just move them over. And now we're going to take our light blue paper, and we're going to make 6 diamond shapes. So you're going to do the same thing with the white, but we're going to it's a shorter strip. So you're going to take your quilling tool and just stick it in the end. And these strips are going to be shorter because we didn't glue 2 together. So just curl it nice and tight. I'm gonna just slip it off. Take your fingers and make it level. And now this one we're just gonna let go. Okay, about that size, and we're gonna pinch both ends. So pinch one end to make a diamond shape, pinch the other end just like that. We're gonna glue this flap down. It's a little tiny bit of glue, you don't need a lot. Like that. Push it down and just let it dry. Okay, you should do this 6 times. Okay, so now that you have your diamonds, you should have 6 of these. What you're gonna do is you're gonna cover them with glue, and then we're gonna take we have 2 white strips left. We're gonna use these to cover the outside of our diamonds. So just grab one. You don't need a lot of glue, just a little bit on both sides. Flip it over. Okay, and then just start on one end like this. Okay, and then we're gonna trim off this extra white, like that. Okay, and then we'll just let it dry. So now that you've got your 6 diamonds, we're gonna bring our teardrop shapes back in, and we're gonna assemble our snowflake. So we're gonna start with the teardrop shapes. For our teardrop shapes, you're gonna have all the points come to the center, like this, and this is how we're gonna glue them together, like that. Okay, so we're going to just start with 2 of our teardrops to glue together. So pick up one and just put a little bit of glue on one side here. Okay, and then we're going to stick the next one next to it, just like that. Okay, and you're going to work all the way around. So the next one, put glue on the piece that you're going to put next to it. A little bit of glue. I need more than that. Okay. And then stick it right next to this one. Okay, we're going to work all the way around. Now if your teardrop shapes aren't all exactly the same size, which they probably aren't, you might end up with a little hole in the middle. That's fine. If it's too big, we can fill it in later. So on this last piece, we're going to put glue on both sides, and we'll just fit it into our remaining slot here. Okay. And this is going to probably, yep, so see how it creates a hole in the middle? We will fix that later after it dries. Okay, so we're going to glue in our diamond shapes. Take a little bit of glue, and then for each diamond, put a little bit on both sides of one end of the diamond here. Okay, and then you're just going to fit them in between each of your teardrops, just like that. Okay, and you can go all the way around. Just like that. So let that dry. And then because I have a hole in the middle, we'll fill that in next. So I'm just gonna take one of the extra pieces of the white paper we had left over, and I'm gonna curl a tight curl for the center. Just put it on your quilling tool. Doesn't matter what length it is because it'll expand what's in there. Okay. So I've curled a piece of white paper, and it's gonna expand when you put it in. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the outside so that it stays where it's supposed to once it's in there. Okay, you just stick it right in the middle and it will expand. There you go. Okay, now the second to last step, we're just going to put a jewel right on the middle of there. And I have 2, and you can pick which one you want. You can put one on the front and the back, or just one on the front. I'm just going to do the diamond colored one. You just peel it off and just stick it right on top. If the adhesive for some reason comes off, you can also use the glue. Okay, just like that. Okay, so now that it's had a little bit of time to dry, we're going to put our hanger on it. And that's just your little piece of string here. So you're going to bend it in half, and then take the open end and stick it through one of your diamonds, whatever one is loose. Like this one's pretty loose. Okay, and we're going to just stick it right through the diamond to the other side. Okay, pull it through. And then just make a knot like you would to hang it, like that. Okay, so you just tie a knot at the top so it doesn't slip off. And this way it'll hang on your tree this direction instead of that way. And then there you go, you have a snowflake ornament. Hi, my name is Angela. Thank you for joining us at the Huron Public Library today for crafts. If you want to share some pictures of your crafts with us, we'd really appreciate it. You can do it on our Facebook page or just call us at the library. And if you want to sign up for our next craft for January, registration is open. You can go online on our website at library.huronsd.com, or you can give us a call. Thanks for joining us. Bye.